welcome to our week 3 lessons in Mathematics 9. So I am Mom Fortuna Familiaran and I will discuss to you the quarter 1 week 3A of our lessons, which is equation transformable into quadratic equations. So the learning competency for this lesson is that learners solve equation transformable to quadratic equation, including rational algebraic equations. So let's find out what are the equations that can be transformed into quadratic equations. So here are our guide questions on how are we going to have our topics for equation transformable into quadratic equations. Can equation in different forms be transformed into quadratic equations? The answer is yes. Some equations are transformable into quadratic equations, meaning they are not written yet in standard form. What is the standard form of our quadratic equations? So based from our previous lesson, the standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, wherein ax squared is the quadratic term, bx is the linear term, and c is the constant term. What are the four methods used to solve for the roots of quadratic equations? So based on our lesson in quarter 1, week 1, we have four methods. These are extracting the square roots, factoring, completing the square, and using the quadratic formula. So from these four methods, you can use this to solve for the solutions or roots of the quadratic equation. So in this tutorial, we will focus on equation transformable into quadratic equations. So if you have with you your math packs, please open and be guided with this tutorial on how to solve for equations that are transformable into quadratic equations. So these are the three examples found in your math packs. Okay, so let's have here example number 1. We have x quantity x minus 3 closed quantity equal to 4x minus 6. So we are going to transform this into standard form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. Okay, so what are we going to do? First, we are going to use the distributive property. We are going to distribute x to quantity x minus 3 closed quantity. So x times x is equals to x squared. Then x times negative 3 equal to negative 3x. And then after that equal to 4x minus 6. Okay, so we will just copy the right side of your equation. And then next, okay, so remember the right side of your equation is equal to 0. So it means we will get the additive inverse of 4x minus 6 in order that this will become 0. So what is the additive inverse? So it is negative 4x plus 6. And then we are going to add this to both sides of your equations. So 4x plus negative 4x is 0. Negative 6 plus 6 is equal to 0. So it means this is equal to 0. And then we are going to simplify the right side, or I mean the left side of your equation. So we are going to combine like terms. What are the like terms? So we have negative 3x, and negative 4x. So when we say like terms, they have the same variable, which is x. So copy x squared, negative 3x, and negative 4x is equals to negative 7x. Okay, we will add because their sign are the same. And then copy plus 6. So therefore, the standard form of our equation is x squared minus 7x plus 6 equal to 0. So this is now your standard form of quadratic equation. So what is the next step? We are going to solve for the solutions or roots of your quadratic equation. So from the four methods that we learned, okay, we will use factoring. Now, so let's find out what are the factors of x squared minus 7x plus 6 wherein the product is 6 and the sum is negative 7. Again, what are the factors of this equation whose product is 6 and the sum is negative 7? Okay, so we have negative 6 and negative 1. To check, negative 6 times negative 1 will be positive 6. Negative 6 plus negative 1 is negative 7. Okay, so we will put this into our equation. So these are now our factors. Okay, so after this, we are going to equate this to 0. So we have to use the zero product property. Okay, so we will use this to solve for the value of our x or the solutions. Okay, so let's solve first with the first equation, which is x minus 6 equals to 0. Now, so we are going to isolate x, so it means we are going to get the additive inverse of negative 6. Okay, what is its additive inverse? It is positive 6. So we will add both sides of your equations with positive 6. That means minus 6 plus 6 is 0. So the remaining is only the variable x. So equal to 0 plus 6 equals to 6. Okay, so our x sub 1 equal to 6. Now, so let's solve again another equation. X minus 1 equal to 0. So again, we will get the additive inverse of negative 1, which is positive 1. We will add both sides of your equations. So we will simplify. Minus 1 plus 1 is 0. So x sub 2 equals to 0 plus 1 is positive 1. So therefore, these are the solutions of your quadratic equation in example number 1. Okay, so we are going to check by substituting the value of your x to the original equation. So let's have first x equals to 6. So we will substitute, okay, the variable x with 6. So 6 quantity, 6 minus 3 close quantity equals to 4 times 6 minus 6. Okay, so we are going to simplify first the number inside your parentheses. So we have copy 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. Close quantity, okay, equal to 4 times 6, 24 minus 6. And then simplify. 6 times 3, 18 equal to 24 minus 6 is 18. So 18 is equals to 18 is true. Okay, then we have here x is equals to 1. So substitute again the value of x, which is 1. 1, quantity 1 minus 3 is equals to 4 times 1 minus 6. And then simplify. 1 minus 3 is negative 2 times 1 is equals to 4 minus 6. Then we have 1 minus 2, 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, equal to 4 minus 6 is equal to negative 2. So negative 2 is equals to negative 2 is true. Thus, the solution for the quadratic equation x quantity x minus 3 close quantity is equals to 4x minus 6 are x sub 1 equal to 6 and x sub 2 is equals to 1. Okay, if you are going to ask, can these two numbers be interchanged? Okay, the answer is yes. We can also have x sub 1 is equals to 1 and x sub 2 is equals to 6, since we are dealing with commutative property. Okay, now let's have example number 2, which is x squared plus 2x is equal to negative 1. So if you notice, this is not yet in standard form. So we are going to again transform this into standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now, so given this equation, remember, we are going to make the right side of your equation equal to 0. So it means this one, we will make this 0 by adding the additive inverse of negative 1, which is positive 1. Okay, so we will add both sides of the equation with positive 1. And then simplify, we have x squared plus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. So this is now your standard form. And then by factoring, we can solve the given equation. So first, okay, think of the two numbers whose sum is 2 and whose product is 1. Again, think of the two numbers whose product is 1 and the sum is 2. Okay, we have positive 1 and positive 1. Okay, to check, 1 times 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So therefore, okay, this is now your two factors. Quantity x plus 1 close quantity open quantity x plus 1 close quantity equal to 0. Now, next step is we are going to use the zero product property, meaning we are going to equate each of this equation to 0. So that we can solve for the value of x. Now, so we will solve the first equation. Now, to isolate x, we will get the additive inverse of positive 1, which is negative 1. So we will add both sides with negative 1, so we can solve for x sub 1 is equals to negative 1 by simplifying it. Okay, another one is x plus 1 equals to 0. Again, we will add both sides of the equation with negative 1, so we can solve for x sub 2, which is also equal to negative 1. Okay, if you notice, okay, the solution are equal, which is equal to negative 1. Okay, meaning our solutions are real and equal. Okay, so we are going to check whether the solution that we have is true to our equation. So the value of your x is negative 1. So we are going to substitute this to your original equation, which is x squared plus 2x equals to negative 1. So all variable x will be substituted by negative 1. So negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 equal to negative 1. And then we are going to simplify. Negative 1 squared is 1 plus 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 equal to negative 1. And then simplify again. 1 minus 2 is negative 1 equals to negative 1, which is true. Since the value of our x is negative 1, they're equal, so we can say that the two solutions of the equation are equal. That is, x equals to negative 1 make the equation true. Therefore, the solution of the quadratic equation is x is equals to negative 1. Okay, let's have the last example. Okay, we have quantity x minus 2 closed quantity squared plus 2x equal to 7 quantity x minus 2 closed quantity. Okay, so if you notice, this is still not written in standard form. So we are going to make it or transform it in standard form. Okay, so what are we going to do? So first, we are going to expand this binomial. Okay, we are going to expand this. So we have, okay, meaning we will multiply x minus 2 twice. So we have x times x will be x squared. Then negative 2 times x is negative 2x times 2 will be negative 4x. And then negative 2 times negative 2 will be positive 4. And then copy plus 2x equals to, okay, we are going to use again distributive property. 7 times x is 7x. 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. Okay, then we are going to simplify again by combining like terms. So we have to make the right side of your equation equal to 0. So it means we are going to get the additive inverse of negative 7x minus 14. So what are the additive inverse? We have negative 7x plus 14. Okay, we are going to add this to both sides of your equation. Okay, so we have, okay, so the right side of your equation is already equal to 0. Then we are going now to simplify the left side of your equation by combining the like terms. If you notice, okay, there is only one x squared. And then the linear term, we have negative 4x, positive 2x, and negative 7x. So we are going to combine this. And then the constant, we have 4 and positive 14. So we are going to combine that also. So we have to copy x squared, then negative 4 plus 2 plus negative 7 is negative 9x. And then positive 4 plus 14 is positive 18 equal to 0. So this is now the standard form of your quadratic equation. So again, we are going to solve again for the solutions. Okay, and then we will use again factoring. So by using factoring, okay, we are going now to find again the factors of this equation where the product is 18 and the sum is negative 9. Okay, what are the factors? So we have negative 6 and negative 3. Okay, to check, negative 6 times negative 3 will be positive 18. Negative 6 plus negative 3 is negative 9. So we are going to put this to our equation. Now we have the two factors is quantity x minus 6 close quantity times open quantity x minus 3 close quantity equal to 0. And then next, we are going to use again the zero product property, which is x minus 6 equal to 0 and then x minus 3 equal to 0 to solve for the solutions of our quadratic equation. Now, so let's solve first for x minus 6 equal to 0. So again, we will get the additive inverse of negative 6, which is positive 6. We will add both sides to isolate the variable x. So we have x minus 6 plus 6. This will become 0. So the value of your x is x sub 1 is equals to 6. Then we are going to solve for x minus 3 equal to 0 by adding positive 3 to both sides of your equation. So the value of x sub 2 is equals to positive 3. Now, so these are the solutions of our quadratic equations. So after that, we are going to check whether these are true to our equation. Okay, then, so we are going to substitute again the value of our x. So first, x equals to 6. We are going to substitute this to our original equation by replacing x to 6. So 6 minus 2 quantity squared plus 2 times 6 equal to 7 quantity 6 minus 2 close quantity. So we are going to simplify the numbers inside the parentheses. So 6 minus 2 is 4 squared plus 2 times 6 is positive 12 equals to 6 minus 2 is positive 4. Okay, times 7. Okay, then simplify again. 4 squared is positive 16 plus 12 is equals to 7 times 4 equals to 28. Then we have 16 plus 12 equals to 28 is equals to 28. So this is true. Now let's have the other one, which is x is equals to 3. So we have the value of our x is 3 minus 2 quantity squared plus 2 times 3 equals to 7 quantity 3 minus 2 close quantity. Again, we're going to simplify. 3 minus 2 equals to 1 squared plus 2 times 3 is 6 equals to 3 minus 2 is 1 times 7. Okay, so we have 1 squared is 1 plus 6 is equals to 7 times 1 is 7. So 1 plus 6 is 7 equals to 7 is true. So thus, we can say that the solution of the quadratic equation are x sub 1 is 6 and x sub 2 is 3, meaning we have two solutions for these quadratic equations. You can answer now the following exercises on your math packs. Write your answer on the intermediate pad paper or one hole with your name and section. So I hope that the examples that I presented can help you in answering your exercises. So bye-bye everyone. Keep safe and God bless everyone.